Hi Denise, can you hear me? Good evening guys. Can somebody just quickly just let me know if you guys can hear me? Thank you. Hi Sean. Hello Johan. Hi Reinhard. I'm well, thanks. How are you? Hello Esmeralda. Hi Lynn, can you guys hear me? Hello Nick. Hi Margaret. Hello Maureen. Hi Lana. Thanks Sean, appreciate that. Thanks Denise. Dankie Cherise. Good evening, guys. Welcome to another live on a Wednesday night. Thank you for joining me at 8 o'clock. I took into consideration what you guys said last week, and I made sure that I give you enough time this week, or I give you an opportunity to join me on this live tonight. I know a lot of you complained that you were already in bed and wearing your pajamas last week, Wednesday. So I hope that's not the case tonight, and that we'll get a lot of you to join me tonight, obviously, to discuss the topics that I shared with you on my banner this week. The topics for this week's discussion, obviously, is our government's non-response to natural disasters in South Africa. And, you can even include other disasters as well. I think the fact that certain regions in our country doesn't have water can also be declared as a disaster. So that's the one topic. The other topic, obviously, is reckless spending and the wasting of our state capital. And then, obviously, you guys, if you want to, I would like to hear what your thoughts are on what the UIM can do and what the people can do to resolve any of these issues, or just issues in general that we are facing in our country on a daily basis. So please, I hope by now that you guys have all seen the instructional video that was also shared this week, showing you guys how to join me on this live. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see there's a little icon there. It's a little icon of a man. I think it's a green icon with a plus sign. So if you click on that, you will be taken to a page that asks you to send a request. So all you need to do is just click on send request, and then I'll be able to add you onto this live so that you can share the screen with me. I just want to say hi to Frank McDonald. Hi Frank, thanks for joining me tonight. I see there's already a couple of people that have requested to join me. So we're starting off with a bang. Before we get started though, I would just like to take the opportunity to thank a very special person tonight. This is a person that has been feeding people in the Nelson Mandela metro area as far as Patterson. This guy's name is Graham Moelman. Graham Moelman has been supplying those people, those underprivileged people, with truckloads of vegetables and fruit. He's also been organizing truckloads of fruit and vegetables from farmers in the Colchester area. So this has been ongoing now for quite some time. And I just want to take this opportunity to say to Graham, thank you very, very much for what you've been doing and for what you do every single day, and for your kind heart and for helping all these people in need. So you are an example, and we are very grateful to you, Graham. Thank you very much. I would like to get in touch with you at some time and maybe just have a chat. But on behalf of the UIM, I just want to say thank you very, very much, Graham Moelman, and all the farmers in the Colchester area that have been helping those people in the Nelson Mandela Bay area, and helping them with food. So Graham, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And yeah, guys, it's people like Graham that yeah, I think these are the types of people. This is the type of people that I can be proud to say support the UIM. People that care about their fellow man, and people that are, making an effort to uplift other people's lives. So, Graham, once again, thank you so much. Guys, without further ado, I see I've already got 4 people that have requested to join me, so I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to give the first person an opportunity to join me quickly, so let me just see who that is. I see it is Shirley Engelbrecht. So Shirley, I'm going to quickly just approve your request, so just give me a couple of seconds. Hi, Corey. Hi, Johnny. Johnny from Coffee Bay. Good evening, Shirley.
Oh my goodness, that was quick.
How are you?
How are you? I'm fine, Jacques, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. Shirley, just before we continue, because I can hardly hear you on my side, I just want to ask the people watching if they can hear you loud and clear. Can somebody just quickly let me know if you can hear Shirley?
Okay. Somebody's saying yes.
Yes, yeah. Guys, can you hear Shirley loud and clear? Just let me know, please.
I'm talking. Can you hear me?
All right. Thank you, Johnny.
Okay.
Shirley, go ahead. It's nice to finally meet you, by the way.
Yes, at last. Gosh, I've been battling for a long time to be able to talk to. What's his name? From Durban did phone me. Oh, yes, I can't think of his name now. Did phone me, but I went to hospital yesterday for the day, so I was unavailable. So I'm sure that he'll contact me again during this week, and hopefully we can get together.
Thank you, Shirley. Shirley, did you have a look at the questions or the topics of discussion for tonight? Is there anything that you would like to say regarding those topics?
No, I didn't see we had load shedding, and I was battling to get on time because I see you changed the time tonight.
Yes.
So I was battling to get my data set up again and everything. So I didn't see what are the topics tonight.
Well, let me just ask you a general question then. And why don't you just tell me, why do you support the UIM?
Oh, because I want a new South Africa. I mean, this is the only way to go. We desperately need new leaders. The whole attitude in the country is terrible. I'm noticing people's attitudes are changing. It's horrible. It's bad feelings everywhere. We need this change, and we need this country brought back together again, like it used to be 27 years ago. I'm not saying it has to go back to that, but we need it back in place.
Yeah, no, definitely. I couldn't agree with you more. I think, especially with regards to, our infrastructure, obviously, and our service delivery, that's really gone down the drain in the last 27 years. So, yeah. But we're trying our best.
Maritzburg is bad.
Yeah,
Maritzburg's bad.
Yeah.
So I just hope that we can get something up and running again in Maritzburg, because we need it. We need it. I'm going to try and get some printers, pamphlets printed. Charlize did send me a sort of a format. And if we could hand those things out to petrol jockeys, to the girls and the checkers and all that type of thing. Anybody we speak to, just bring more attention to the UIM.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you for your efforts. We really appreciate it. And please just leave a message there and leave your number so that we can contact you, because we want to also discuss. Well, we're currently setting up branches, or trying to set up branches all across the country. So we would really love to speak to you in that regard, to see if we can maybe get a branch going there in Pietermaritzburg as well. So thank you for that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, then.
Thanks.
Nice chatting to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Thanks for all your hard work.
It's a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wow. We've got a very special guest joining me tonight. So, guys, I hope you are ready for this one. I think this is going to blow your socks off, but it's an absolute it's an absolute privilege to see his name on my screen at the moment. So, yeah, without further ado, let me quickly invite our most special guest. Mr. President.
Hello, Jacques. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm much better. I can see you on the screen, sharing this screen with me. So you just made my night. Welcome back.
Sorry for the surprise and the intrusion, but I thought, what the hell? I'm going to get ready for this. So, ta-da!
No, thank you so much, and it's great to see your face again. And we all very happy that you are recovering, and that you're back on your feet at least, and that you started sending us messages on video messages. So you're almost fully recovered. So we can't wait to have you back. But thank you for joining me, and yeah, the floor's yours.
Yeah, Jacques. Sorry, I'm a bit overwhelmed. Yeah, it's good to be alive, and you know, when you have an opportunity, oh, it's a bit emotional. Ek dink jy moet maar vra. But it's good. I've had a hell of a 6 weeks. We've lost a lot of weight. As you can see, I don't know if I look a little bit younger, and if I look a little bit more feisty. But you know, I've lost about 15 kilograms. I told you the other day, I've never weighed 96 in my life, not even in my army career. So it's a privilege just to be here. And I sent out a minute video the other day. I think you called it a proof of life. And it went absolutely mad across the world. And I want to say to everybody that you carried me. You know, I was on the wings of God, but it's you people that provided the wind to keep those wings going. And to everyone that has sent me messages, that have stood by the UIM, Jacques, you, Cindy, Stephen, Monia, Marlizai, Zenda, there's so many. Mukali, Eugene. You see, when you start mentioning names, Jay, Chris, you run out of space. So, yeah, I got through this. I got through this because at one stage when it was close, as you know, we just made it. I said to God, take over. And he did. And, you know, this thing has humbled me. You know, you gotta know. Die Here vat jou op jou knieë En dit maak nie saak wie jy is nie. Jy moet kniel, Jacques. En as daar 3 goed is wat ek weet, hy het my terug op my bene gebring, maar hy het my eers op my knieë gesit. En ek is nou 2 weke by die huis sonder kanker. En maar ek is vol God. En die Here het mense op my pad gesit. Een van hulle sit hier vanaand. Annemarie. En sy's 'n carer, sy besit 'n maatskappy in die Helderberg Weskaap wat carers doen, en hierso sit sy. En sy kyk al na my vir 2 weke, Jacques, sy bly hier. Sy doen alles vir my. En ek het haar die ander aand gevra, hoekom? Jy weet, jy het 'n groot, toe sê sy kan nie vir my sê nie, die Here het haar gestuur. Wow. En ja, sonder haar en sonder julle is dit moeilik. So, I just wanted to pop in and to tell you I'm getting stronger. I wanted to tell the people, when I come back, we are getting ready for a hell of a ride. We are going to be stronger than what we were. We are going to look at this country in a different way. I'm going to look at this country in a different way, in a way of a sense of urgency, Jacques, in a way that we cannot sit on our backsides anymore and moan and groan and say enough is enough and look at opposition parties doing nothing. The UIM time has come. And we are going to be a party of action like we've been, Jacques. Small, but mighty. Because a car teaches us a lesson that you can have a massive V8, but without a small spark plug, this massive machine cannot drive. The UIM is the new spark plug to ignite the change in this country. And if necessary, we are willing to fight for our freedom. We are willing to resist the draconian state that has decided to take this country into the dark and the abyss of Satan and into a road that not one of us can agree. Until a couple of weeks ago, I said I have now nothing to lose, but I have so much to gain. One of them is my relationship with God, my relationship with you, my relationship with our supporters, our UIM people, and the Republic of this South Africa deserves better. I've sat here 7 weeks with load shedding. I am okay, but what about our mothers, our children, the poor, the winter, Jacques? And they care nothing. They switch off the power. Enough is enough. Genoeg is nou genoeg, en ons as die UIM vra vir almal. Ons sal lei. Ons sal voorloop. Maar julle moet join. Ons moet die frikkie malemmas, ons moet vir hulle stuur waar hulle behoort. Ons moet die DA herinner dat hulle nooit, indien hulle nie buig voor God en Christenskap en religion en korrupsie en die kriminele uitroei nie, is daar nie plek vir die DA nie. Hulle moet buig en kniel, Jacques. En dit gaan nie net oor Christus nie, dit gaan nie net oor geloof nie, dit gaan oor mens. Want hulle kan maar rondloop en vir mense sê, Jacques, they can go walk around and tell the people that they are making a difference, they are an effective opposition. Look what that effective opposition has done. It has crumbled our infrastructure. Funny enough, a little town called Lady Brand, your birth town, has no more infrastructure, but it is a DA city council. It therefore means, Jacques, that no more DA, Freedom Front, UDM, PA, you listen to those, ANC and EFF cabal, they matter no more. this small little UIM to get where we are. My message is clear. I have a road to recovery. But that road, I have taken a choice that I won't spend the last times of my life. I will spend it for the country. And my duty now is to serve the people of the. And I cannot wait for 2024. Staan saam met ons, Jacques. Kom ons bring lig. Kom ons bring fakkels. Kom ons skakel elke fakkel en torch en kers. Kom ons skakel dit aan. Let's bring light back to this beautiful country. But the UIM is the only way forward. So I look forward coming back. But I thought tonight I need to join our SG and my brother and so many of you to say, I miss you. I love my people. God bless you. May God's massive hand come now. Because this is the time, Jacques. We don't have much time left. But let's do this united. So thank you for the opportunity. And thanks for everybody. Ek sien ons het nou sommer gespring. Ons is amper hier so by 300. En dit beteken baie vir ons. Jacques, for you, you're a star, you're a legend. You're the rock of the UIM, and thank you. You're getting better in your speeches. You're getting stronger, and I'm very proud of you. Tell your team, we are proud of them. Ek gaan nou weer 'n koppie tee drink, saam met Anne-Marie, en dit rustig vat. But I'll be back soon. We are together better for the future.
Thank you very much. It's been such a privilege to have you on this live. I'm so happy to have you back. I can see the fire is still there. The passion is still there. Yeah, and like you said, all of a sudden our viewership has increased by 150 people in the space of 5 months. You are very special and we can't do this without you. So please look after yourself. Anne-Marie, kyk asseblief mooi na hom en maak seker jy gee hom vir ons weer in een stuk terug. And we are really looking forward to you. We miss you very, very much. The UIM is not the UIM without you. I just want to let you know. But we are keeping it on ice for you. We are waiting for you to come back.
Now burn the brandy flamme. I'll catch
Marcel.
up. Everybody that are sending these hearts and likes. God bless.
Dankie Boeta. Bye-bye. Wow. Yeah, guys, that was a surprise. I'm sure all of you are just as surprised as I am. Yeah, it makes quite a difference when Neil is on this live and when he speaks. He's just got the gift. I think it's truly a gift. It's something that he has been blessed with. He has a way to reach people. We must support him. We must support the UIM. And we are very grateful and happy to see that our president is recovering and that he had the strength tonight to join us on this live. So it just shows you what kind of a man he is. Sick as he is, he still made time for us and for everyone else watching just to come up and say a couple of words. So yeah, that was, yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. I just want to thank you once again. Thank you for sharing the screen with me, and thank you for just for popping in and just inspiring us once again. I feel inspired. I feel truly inspired as I sit here. So yeah, thank you for that. Barry Barnard, Barry, give me a few seconds, then you're going to be, yeah, then I'm going to have a chat with you as well. I'm speechless actually as I'm sitting here, so I also have to recover now. I think Barry has disappeared. Oh, our VP. Our VP is joining me, Fatima Abdul. Oh, a lot of special people joining us tonight, sure. Good evening, VP.
Good evening, SG Jacques. So nice to be with everyone. Good evening, everyone. And
I just want to ask you, how did it feel to see Neil back on Alive again?
hoorie, ek glimlag van oor tot oor. Ek kan nie my glimlag inhou nie. It is so a blessing. It is so 'n absolute blessing om te sien. Ek het so kyk, dit vat baie om jou emosioneel te kry, but I could see that, yeah, your heart. Ek kon jou hart sien, my broer. Look, here's the difference. A lot of people don't realize it. Is nou weer ek en my phone wat nou wil doodgaan. A lot of people don't realize it, but we are just normal people with a heart and a passion for our people. Ons is mense wat vir mekaar sê ek is lief vir jou. Ek gee om vir jou. Ons noem mekaar suster en boeta en broer. And I think that's what sets us apart. We are a family. We are normal people within the politics. And I saw someone's comment while Neil was talking about God and putting God back, bringing God back into our realms. En sy sê, ag, moet nou nie godsdienst en politiek wil bring nie. And that's exactly why we have this problem that we have right now. Because we put God one side, and this is where we are at right now. In jare terug het die regering, die governments couldn't make decisions without consulting men and women of God. Now it's the flip side. We've removed God out of the political realm, and now we are crying out because it's haywire. There's no order. There's chaos. And God is a God of order, and therefore we as people in the UIM, we are grounded in God. Ons kan dit nie van mekaar afskei nie. En dit is nie 'n facade nie. It is not. You can only pretend for so long that you are a Christian and you are in God. Afterwards, it catches up with you. But with us, it's within us. Thank you, Shafiq. Shafiq says religion teaches us respect and discipline. That is what it's all about. We respect one another, and there's so much discipline within the party. Dis nie deur mekaar geite nie, because we know and we acknowledge that we are dependent on a higher being, and we call him God. Het ek nou jou live oorgevat?
Vat hom oor asseblief.
Maar dit was vir my so goed om Neil te sien. Hy lyk vir my 10 jaar jonger. Ek hou van sy kort hare en ek hou van sy geskeurde baard en sy gesig wat so smal is. Nee, kyk, hy lyk omtrent vir jou spewerig.
Kyk maar, ek gaan hom net 'n bietjie biltong voer, want hy het my gebel van gister, vanoggend het hy my gebel, toe sê hy soek geelvet biltong. So, gewig wat hy verloor het, gaan hy gain in muscle. So, ek is seker Annemarie het vir hom daar 'n paar rekke en gewigte daar by die huis, want sy help hom obviously met sy physio. So, ek sal die biltong supply, die protein. Hy moet net die rekke trek en die weights optel, en dan gaan jy sien hoe lyk hy na 2 weke.
Ja, Annemarie is 'n engel. Wanneer ek en hy met mekaar gesels, is sy altyd daar in die ronde. Sy pas hom mooi op. Baie dankie, Annemarie. Namens die UIM en die res van die familie, sê ons net baie dankie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is a special life, I must say. I love doing what we are currently doing, interacting with everybody and introducing the public to the rest of the people that work in the UIM every day. And what a special surprise to have our president back and to have you sharing the screen with me for the first time. So I'm a lucky fish tonight. So, en soos ek sê, jy weet mos, ek is baie lief om te praat op hierdie lives nie. Ek doen dit nou maar om in te staan vir ander mense. So hoe meer julle praat, hoe happier is ek.
Ja, jy's 'n man van min woorde. Jy doen meer as wat jy praat, en ons waardeer regtig jou harde werk. We really appreciate what you do. And just by the way, I like the long hair. I'm just putting it out there.
I'm gonna go visit my parents at some stage. I think in the next 2 weeks, because my dad's birthday is on the 8th of June. So I'm probably gonna have to cut it before I go back to the Free State. Otherwise, he's gonna cut it for me. So ek geniet dit terwyl ek dit nog het.
Wel, ek gaan nie baie lank praat nie, want ek wil graag hê die ander mense moet ook, jy weet, mense wat nog nie in die UIM is nie, ons ondersteuners en ander lede moet ook inskakel, and they must also join in with you. But it's really an honor. I thank God every day for the fact that I chose, or that God chose the UIM for me, because this is where we can actually just live out our God-given purpose in the political realm. We are not politicians, and we always say we've never claimed to be politicians. We are just normal citizens of South Africa in the political realm, because you cannot make a change in the country if you don't step into the ring where the fights are being fought. And this is, en ons doen dit nie alleen nie, ons doen dit met baie mense, en ons doen dit met die genade van die Here. We do it with the grace of God.
I must say, people disappoint me. I must be honest with you. Every single day when I'm on Facebook or just listening or watching other people's podcasts or the videos that they make, you know what? It still astounds me that you have people out there that criticize you when you try to do good. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are, who you've been, color of your skin, your race, your religion, your culture. It doesn't matter who you are. Any person that does good should be, I won't say thanked, should be encouraged. And
appreciated.
Yes, doesn't matter who you are. Any person that does good, that tries to do good or tries to better the lives of other people, shouldn't be criticized and put down. That person should be encouraged and uplifted. Yeah. And there's still people there that I don't know if it's I think those people that do it, that still do it, that put other people down, that try to do good things, those people are selfish people. And they are people with, they are vain. They are vain. They are vain. Too much self-love there and too much greed and attention seeking. So it's very disappointing. There's one specific gentleman that's been also this week making some rude comments, and he likes to do videos on a regular basis as well. And I just watch his videos and just shake my head. You know, it's not even worth commenting on those videos that he makes and the stuff that he says, but it's just I don't know, maybe it's a flaw in humanity that people still do these kinds of things, but luckily there's enough good people out there to counter that. So that's the silver lining, I guess.
There's more good people, and you need to tell me who the person is. I would like to watch it, because baie min op Facebook, ek gaan letterlik op Facebook praat en dan gaan ek weer af.
Yeah.
But I think also people who always have something negative to say, they actually don't love themselves. They've got a problem with themselves, because if you come from a place of joy and love and self-confidence, that is what you will reflect. But if you come from a place of negativity and you know, that's the innerste word wat ek kan kry, negativity. It's because there's negativity within yourself. That is why you are projecting it. Nou ek maak myself los van sulke mense. I just start ignoring you. I move on, because really we need to build a new South Africa. If people are still clustered, as hulle nog steeds vaskyk in kleur en ras en sulke groepe, then you actually don't fit the mold of the UIM, because we are an inclusive, diverse, free group of people. And the minute you come in with your negative attitude and your negative aura, you need to step aside, because we need all the positive people to join so that we can move forward. That's it.
Well said. Well said, and it makes total sense.
Dankie schön. Ek moet nou kopie sê, laat iemand anders bietjie praat.
Dankie vir joining. Appreciate it.
Dankie, Jacques.
Okay,
ek nou die crazy druk.
Sê weer?
Kan jy dit druk? Moet ek die kruisie druk of gaan jy dit druk hierso?
Ek sal die kruisie druk.
Druk jy die kruisie, my broer.
Okay.
Ek gaan verder kuier hierso.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Kali Mokke. Kali, and then I see shortly thereafter is going to be Melissa Smith and then Nadia Haynes. So I'm so happy that people are joining me tonight and participating in this interactive session. So thanks a lot, guys. I'm quickly going to give Kali an opportunity to speak. Kali, I tried to introduce him last week. He's also a member of our National Working Committee. He was part of our regional leadership in Mpumalanga, and he's also been with us for quite some time now. So he's one of the hard workers in the UIM. So hopefully I can get Kali to join me tonight. Last week he had problems with his signal. So hopefully this has been sorted out this week. So let's just give a few seconds to see if Kali can join us. Nee, Kali, het lyk vir my die manne met die swart overalls en die swart helikopters wil nie hê jy moet met my praat vanaand nie. So ek gaan vir Melissa 'n kans gee. So kyk of jy weer kan probeer, dan sal ek weer probeer om jou te add. Melissa, you guys will know Melissa. Melissa also spoke last week, Wednesday. So yeah, it's great to have Melissa. It's great to have Melissa join me for a few minutes as well. So welcome, Melissa. Melissa also part of our. There's also been part of the UIM for quite some time. I didn't give Melissa a proper introduction last week, and she sent me a message this week, and she was very upset with me. So let me just quickly introduce Melissa properly. Melissa, welcome. Melissa is part of our working committee. She was on our regional committee in the Western Cape, and she's also our military veterans coordinator. And we'll, in the next couple of weeks, we are going to share our new military veterans policy, guys. So be on the lookout for that. But Melissa, ek hoop jy's nou happy. Jy's nou mooi geïntroduce. So
baie dankie.
Sê gou vir my, Melissa, are you going to be discussing one of the topics that for tonight's
Yes.
live? And which
Yes.
topic is going to be, or are you going to cover all of them?
Ons begin sommer by almal, ons kan almal doen.
Okay, kom ons onthou net dat ons net nie te lank praat nie, laat almal 'n kans kry, want ek weet jy
Okay.
kan my dalk 2 ure besig hou. So,
Okay, ons vat die eerste ene. Government's non-response to natural disasters.
yes.
Jy weet, dit het 'n groot area wat hy cover, wildfires, storms, earthquakes, shelters. Hulle is nie gekeer om sulke goed te doen nie. Hulle moet in die eerste plek moet hulle die weermag oplei om oefensessies te hê om te kan voorbereid wees op dit. Al die vloede wat nou gebeur, die stormpype en goed is so geklaap onder en verstop. Dit word nie skoon gemaak nie. Hulle bestee so baie geld op allerhande goed wat nie na die regte vlakke toe gaan nie. As jy praat van natural disasters, dan wil almal spring. Daar's nie eerste plek die brandweer nie genoeg sandsakke nie. Daar's nie water om vure te blus nie. Hoe verwag hulle met die land help as nie so 'n klein krisis kan beheer nie?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but it seems to boil down to service delivery once again, because if the municipalities, well, no, it boils down to, like I said in my banner, it's non-response. It's their inability to do anything, to govern properly, because there's no service delivery. I mean, all the things that you just mentioned, those things are supposed to be in place. Those things are supposed to work. So if they're not working and they're not in place, then once again, it's just another failure of government. So it's sad. You know, it's KZN has been hit by so many floods and disasters in the last 6 weeks. And yes, it's just sad to see that these people are not being helped. And I mean, we see videos, you know, we don't always share the stuff that we receive on Facebook because we like to verify it first, but there's a lot of videos that's been going around of government officials stealing food supplies and blankets and water that's been set aside for the people that are suffering because of these floods. And It's sad.
That's exactly what I said last week. When there's a minister of a country or a president, he signs a legal document that keeps him responsible for all of this. So where do the people from Durban go for shelters? They don't even have shelters. Where do the people go? They've got nowhere to go. They've got nowhere to run. No one's helping them. They just left there out on their own. Like you said, the food. They're supposed to supply them with food parcels, but they can take money out the country to a different country who's got war, but they can't look after their own people.
Yeah, it's you know what, we can go on and on and on, and I mean it's yeah. The important thing is that we need to start figuring out what we're going to do about it, because I mean this is I mean we've been having these kinds of conversations for the last year. Since last year, I think it was March, when we started doing lives and speaking to the people.
Exactly.
These are topics we're discussing every single week. Every single week.
We need to get the people to vote for us so we can get to Parliament, so we can make a change. If we're not in Parliament, we have got no say. We need to get the people's mindset changed to get them to believe in us. Like I said last week, give us 1%. We will do the 99. We will get you there. We're not making promises to get on this train just to derail. We are going to the end, and we need everybody now to get on the bus and just carry us to the end. We can't do this on our own. We are a huge team, but the bigger we are, the more power we have. So we need all the votes we can get. The people need to start, like, we believe in God. God is going to help us. We need the people to start believing in God. Like Neil also said, God is our first priority. We cannot accomplish anything without God. He's in charge after all. We need to make him first priority and get him in every household, every school, every business. They need to start doing this like when we were in school. Start your school session with a prayer session at work. Get your people in the boardroom, start a work day with a prayer session. Yeah, Parliament needs to do the same. Why can't you open it with a prayer? Give God the glory, because he made earth. He made everything possible, and they are just messing it up. They can't even look after the country.
Well, this is something that we are planning. We are planning on doing that when we are given the opportunity to govern. If that's ever going to happen, I believe it will, and I believe it can. But you know what?
Exactly.
To expect that from the current government, it's not going to happen. So this needs to actually start in people's houses, in their. This needs to start at home, because there's the current government is not going to allow that to happen in schools and in these places that you just. That's why we are having such a battle, and why we are bringing this up is because it's missing. It is something that's missing. That's why we constantly say that it needs to come back. But the current government is definitely not going to reinstate it or bring it back. We are going to bring it back. People must understand that, you know, and we can ask the government to fix ESCOM, or to fix the roads, or to sort out all the stuff that we are complaining about every single day. They're not going to do it. They haven't done it in 27. They're never going to do it. So that's why we are trying to remove them, because we need to get people or leadership or people in place that will do these things. That's the whole point of what we are doing. Is we want to happen, and it won't happen under the current government. It won't.
We need to keep them accountable, and like our declaration says, everything we do and decide, we are doing it for the people. We will give them how can I put it? We'll allow them to speak. They will have a voice. It's not just people going to government and going to rule. We are listening to our people, because we are doing this for the people. The country is us. It's the people. It's not just people in Parliament. So we need to see all of them together. And if they can spend money on the Zondo Commission, which is a waste of money, I mean, most of the money goes for SASSA grants and ESCOM. That's the two categories which are taking most of the finances and the capital in the country.
Yeah.
They're not focusing on anything else.
No, Melissa, once again, you just highlighted some of the things that are so wrong in this country, some of the things that we are trying to fix. But you know what? We are not going to fix that on our own. But we can fix it. I said, I think 2 lives ago, I read from my constitutional law handbook. And I basically told everybody out there that people don't realize how much power they have. The power is actually with us, the people. We have been misled into thinking that power lies with government. It doesn't. It's us, the people, that put them there. And we can remove them as well. They are not going to keep themselves there, and they're not going to re-elect themselves. It's entirely up to the people. The power is 100% in the people's hands and in people's voices. And if people really don't want to live under these conditions anymore, the people have the power to change it. But
Exactly.
people must, as Neil rightly said tonight, get off your backside and start doing something. Don't talk. Don't expect other people to do it for you. Yes, we must believe in God, but we must also, from our sides, make an effort. We can't just sit on our backsides and say God's going to sort everything out for us. We must follow His guidance, and we must live according to His principles. But we've got a big responsibility ourselves to make it happen.
Exactly, we are God's soldiers, and with God there's no corruption. So why would the people keep on voting for a political party which keeps bringing corruption back year after year? There's nothing left. So just give us this messed up country so we can start from nothing and actually give our children's children a better country to live in, just to bring it up with. So yeah, we need the people to vote.
What we need to do is we need to show people that there's an alternative.
Yes.
We need to that there is an alternative, because none of the parties that have been given a chance in the last 27 years have produced any results. So we need to show people that they do have an alternative. I think a lot of people out there think that, you know what, who else is there? We might as well vote for X, Y, and Z because there's no one else. And we'll rather take votes away from the ANC, but just vote for anybody but the ANC. Well, that's also good and fine, because at the end of the day, we don't want to let votes go to the ANC, but we must show people that there is actually an alternative, and the alternative is the people. The people are the alternative. So, and exactly. I mean, we provide people with a platform to come together and to make these changes. That's why we formed a political party. That's why we didn't stay a movement. It's because, I mean, we started off as a movement. We just wanted to get people together and to form a united bunch of people that can take government on and hold them accountable. But we soon realized that, you know what, the best place to take them on is on those platforms where they are functioning at, and that's government and that's parliament. So that's where we want to be, because there we will have our voices heard, or we will be able to make the changes, or at least affect other people in a positive way. Those changes with us.
Can you imagine if the Guptas, who stole 40 billion illegally with all their family members out of the country, what the country could have done with that money now in COVID and lockdown? Can you imagine what we could have done with that money? It would have helped us a little bit. And nothing has happened to them. They've just smuggled the money out and it's gone. But anyway, I just hope everybody will vote UIM and follow us. And if you don't know where we are, follow our leads and follow our lives, and someone will get in touch with you.
Thanks a lot, Melissa. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for your input. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, I am quickly adding Nadia Haynes to this live. Nadia, I hope that you'll be able to connect. Nadia is also part of our working committee, and Nadia is going to be our national youth coordinator. So Nadia is very involved with the youth in South Africa, and especially in the area in which she lives. So Nadia, thank you for joining me. It's so great to have you on this live. You promised me that you would right, and you didn't disappoint me. So thanks a lot. I'm going to ask you to please discuss your topic and just give me 5 seconds to slip away and get my phone charger, because my phone just told me that I've got 10% battery life left. So please carry on and excuse me for 5 seconds. I'm just going to fetch my charger, but you said you wanted to discuss something tonight, so please go ahead.
Thanks, Jacques. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you. I think everybody else can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I read through the questions regarding what can people do, the last question on something that came up to me was excuse my English, ek gaan 'n bietjie Engels praat. So Afrikaans en Engels meng. But there's an organization in South Africa called A21 that deals with human trafficking, and I've been volunteering the last few years with them, just bringing awareness regarding the issues of human trafficking. And a few years ago, the country manager, Katie Madrell, she said something that actually helps bring clarity on what our responsibilities are as people. And she said this thing: never underestimate the power in one action and the ripple effect that you could have, far beyond what you could imagine, to people that you may never meet in a country that you may never visit. And what that made me think about was that everything we do has an impact, and everything we do is important. And a lot of times I think in our nation as well, we've slipped into a habit of complaining and blaming and accusing instead of focusing on solutions and what our personal responsibilities are as individuals. And so some of the things I think we can do as people, just on that, I just want to highlight the thing when it comes to the issue of human trafficking and our responsibilities within a nation, the principles that can actually show us what we can do actually as a nation, is that individual responsibility. And when you look at the issues of human trafficking is a business. It's organized crime, but it's also a business, illegal business. And with any business, if a business can only flourish, or a product can only flourish if there's a demand for the product that's being sold. So if there's a demand, who's placing the demand for the product? And this is where the public comes in. No business can grow, no organization can function unless the public places a demand for it. And in our individual actions on a daily basis, when it comes down to the wire, our individual action on a daily basis, just in how we live our lives daily, on the choices that we make, has a ripple effect. And if we have to start somewhere, we have to start with the person in the mirror. We have to start looking at ourselves first, asking ourselves this very important question of what am I contributing to the growth and the life within my own household? What am I contributing? What is my contribution to the chaos and the destruction within my own household? And what's the ripple effect that has into the community? Because if you take, just as an example, parents with their children, if you and your child has an argument during the morning before school, and that thing's not sorted out, that child goes to school with that negative feeling in their own hearts. And the ripple effect of that would be the teachers, the peers, and their friends feel the effects of what happened at home. And that happens with everything. Our marriages. I mean, I live in a place where the divorce rate is like crazy. We have the highest divorce rate almost in the nation. And why is that? So it's a lot of times we want to point fingers to people all around us for why things are falling apart in our communities, but it starts at home. If we don't take responsibility for our own lives and our own choices and become honest with ourselves first, it doesn't matter who leads the country, because we can have the best president in the country. But if we as individuals in our nation don't take responsibility for our own choices and our own lives, it doesn't matter who the president is, because everything will still collapse, because we will bear the fruit of our own actions. The way we manage our finances, the way we treat the people around us, the way we walk in the streets, throwing down papers or picking up papers. It starts with the small individual actions that we do on a daily basis. When we look at people around us, and this is what I love, what Kurt does with the addicts. Instead of seeing an addict, you see the potential and helping that bring restoration, and through restoration, life changes happen. And this is the things we as individuals within our nation needs to do. And I think what the URM can do within this is create a space for the public to bring restoration, to be that voice for those who want to bring restoration, to deal with that. But unless we as individuals within our nation don't start taking responsibility for our own lives, nothing will change. We will keep blaming, we will keep complaining, and we will keep accusing. We'll keep creating division because we refuse to acknowledge the truth within our own selves that sometimes we are also to blame for the things that's going on around us. And it's basic things, just basic things. We need to start on the ground, just in our neighborhoods, just in our homes, what we teach our children, the unconscious lessons our children are learning from us. There's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. The question is, what is the current village that children are in right now teaching them? Social media, the lessons that we in our behavior at home, the way we do our jobs. We complain about service delivery, but a lot of us are in jobs. And the question is, how are we doing our jobs? Are we complaining? Are we sulking every time someone asks us a question? Those basic things. In our homes, there's a lot of homes with single parents. The one side of the parent just shirks their responsibilities. If you're at work and you're in a married relationship, how do you respect and build and grow your just your marriage? Or do you flirt with your colleagues? How far do you take it? And a lot of times we have a generation that is so full of emotional, everything is emotional. I mean, they perceive everything emotional. Everything is about feelings. If it feels good, let's do it. If you make me feel bad, then I go get back at you. It's a mindset of revenge the whole time. And that is where I think the UIM can make such a big difference in, like Fatima said earlier about positivity, surrounding ourselves with people that are positive and that want to make a change. We need to lead the way of that it is possible for change. It is possible if we as individuals make that choice. A lot of the power lies in our own hands. We just need to make that choice.
Can I ask you something, Nadia? I want to ask you something quickly. How much of an effect does the country's state, the state in which the country finds itself in, the pressure that's been created in the last 27 years with all that's been going on? I mean, you know that people are under pressure these days, like you can't believe and can't imagine. I mean, obviously, if you look at the employment rate, if you look at everything that COVID did to this country and the way government handled the whole COVID situation and the way that they are still handling the COVID situation, and just in general, I mean, everything that they have broken and destroyed in the last 27 years, surely that creates pressure on people, and that has an effect on households. And I mean, don't you think government has got a very, very, very real or very big part that they have played in the last 27 years in creating despondent households?
No, definitely. Going back to the issues of when you look at the principles of human trafficking, what's currently happening in our nation, and I think globally as well, a lot of the principles and stuff that's being applied is this exact tactics that human traffickers use to exploit people. Force, fraud, coercion, bribery, manipulation, grooming. And I think what happened in the last couple of years is our nation has been conditioned into a mindset of begging, of not taking responsibility. We're sitting with a whole fear. We're sitting with a whole generation that's been programmed that not to work, but to get, just to take, not to work for anything. And you see that in the workplaces, in a lot of places. And that needs to change. And there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of young people that are willing to work and willing to do something that needs to be a positive influence to the people in their own generation. And if we have to look, and this is a thing that every generation needs to look at, what are we in our own generations contributing for the next generation that needs to take over? A lot of adults need to think about this as well. And I see this at the schools as well. A lot of times we sit with parents that allow their children to get away with petty things, small things that they do at school. Instead of a parent just taking responsibility with their child for their behavior, they condone it or they keep defending it. And this is the excuses. A lot of times the excuse is, but luckily my child didn't do that. Luckily they didn't do something that bad. So we always make excuses for at least I didn't do this bad thing. At least I didn't kill someone, or I didn't do that, but I cheated on a test. And it starts with the small acts. And that creates a mindset of dishonesty, getting away with bigger things because I got away with the smaller things. And if we are training up on, and this, I've said this a few times with people that I've spoken to, we are training up our caretakers with our youth. So they are going to be the ones that is going to take care of us as the next or the generation in the next 20 or 30 years, if things don't change. So what are we training? Are we training responsible young people? Are we teaching them the skills and the abilities that will lead them to become more responsible adults in relationships, as families, as parents, as workers, wherever they move? Or are we training? Are we making excuses for stuff because we don't want to deal with this, or we want to be the friends of our children or the next generation? And definitely what is going on in government right now has a massive effect of what all the legislations and rules and everything that's being put out creates a loophole with, I think about, especially with the youth, teachers have no rights. The children have more rights than the teacher do. And then there's a teacher that really cares about their learners. They can't defend them because there's an outside force that allows this child to misbehave even more. Our children are being set up in the educational system to fail. They're busy, and I'm going to come back to the issues, the principles of human trafficking. Within a human trafficking, when a trafficker wants to exploit someone, he must get them to a place of vulnerability. Or they seek out those who are vulnerable. So what the current educational system is also doing is, by lowering the standards of pass rates, they are putting our youth in a position not just to fail, but to become vulnerable. And when they become vulnerable, they can be exploited and manipulated and controlled. And this is what I think what our current leaders are doing, is putting our nation in a place of extreme vulnerability for mass enslavement and control. Because people will become desperate for stuff, and they will do anything they can to get to that stuff. But at the end of the day, they're being exploited for a few to gain their own riches and fame.
You see, the thing is, Nadia, is that we are sitting with a government, and we have been sitting with the government for the last, well, how Neil always says, it's not the last 27 years, because under Nelson Mandela, things were not that bad. So if you take the years after he resigned as president, if you take the years after those years, because you know what, we were not so bad. We were not in such a bad position when he was president as we are now. So let's say the last 20 years or the last 22 years, we've been stuck with a government that simply doesn't care about its people. They don't care about the people. And if you don't care about the people, then you don't worry about what's going to happen to the people. You don't worry how your actions and your lack of effort and actions will affect the people of South Africa. They are in it for themselves. They don't care about South Africa. They don't care about the people of South Africa. They've created a situation in South Africa now that is putting huge pressure on households and communities and society, and there's a huge ripple effect from that, and that leads to a whole lot of things. I mean, it leads to poverty, it leads to crime. But yeah, you know what, some people say you're born a criminal. Yes, but circumstances. I'm a firm believer in that your environment shapes you, and they have created an environment that is breeding criminals, breeding corruption, breeding all this cancer that is eating our country up. They have they have set the stage, and they don't care. So we need to get people into government that care about its people, truly care about its people. Because if you care about the people, you will not allow them to go hungry. You will make sure that you solve all these issues that people are faced with. Those will be your priorities, not a 22 million rand flagpole. You will take the 22 million rand and you will spend it on water. and you will take that water and you will go and deliver it to the people in Tongaat or the people wherever they are in South Africa that don't have water. That is what a government does that loves its people and that cares about its people, not spend it on a flagpole. I mean,
There
so you
was
know
a
what?
few,
Yeah.
a few years ago, I remember there was this, I can't remember if it was in Sweden or there was a specific president, they called him the poorest president. And
I heard
that guy, yeah, that guy didn't wear expensive clothes. He didn't have bodyguards. He didn't drive expensive car. But he had no poor people in his country. All the youth were in school. Everybody lived in good households, maybe not like in mansions or stuff, but everybody had a roof over their heads, because he was more concerned about his citizens than about enriching himself and his own power.
Cyril
And this is what we need.
50 million rand to spend on a bloody buffalo. I think it's 100 million. So, you know what? That is not a person that cares about the people of South Africa. I'm not saying that you can't do with your money as you like. If you work for your money, you can do with your money and buy whatever you want to buy. But if you're really a president that cares about the people and the people are suffering, you know, we can't save everybody. We can't feed everybody. We can't. We also have to live ourselves and look after our families. But I mean, it's just crazy the amount of money that these people are spending and the stuff that they are spending it on. I'm not even talking about the money that they have stolen. I mean, Neil did a whole expose on that last year on the money that they've stolen from government or the money that government has stolen. I'm just talking about the stuff that's popping up now, recently. I mean, take that 22 million rand flagpole for an example. Yo, are you really telling me that you can't spend that 22 million rand in a better way? And it makes me wonder, you know, it makes me wonder. I mean, if the ANC is aware of the fact that things are not well with them, or the newspapers and all the media networks are reporting that things are not well with the ANC, and that they are, you know, people are already starting to predict that they're not going to do well in the elections. Surely you would think that they would be doing things now to gain votes and to gain favor with the people, but they are doing exactly the opposite. And somebody that there was a guy that was on our meeting on Monday night. I don't want to say his name unless he allows me to, or gives me permission to mention his name. But he made a very good point on our Monday night meeting. And he says that, you know what, I think, well, he said he thinks that maybe the ANC knows that they are not going to do well in 2024. And they are just trying to, you know, hoe sê hulle skep terwyl dit nog reën. Because they are planning, this is the exit strategy that they are busy planning. Because otherwise, why won't you be doing things now to gain favor with the people? I mean, if things are so bad in the ANC, according to news reports, why are they still doing things that are alienating people and upsetting people and showing the people that they don't care? That's something to think about. You know, that is something that doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, Nadia, you know what? Thank you for your input. Thank you for everything that you discussed with us tonight. You educated me quite a bit. I didn't actually know that you knew all this stuff. I know Vietek, so I'll definitely be speaking to you a little bit more in the future. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, you gave us some very valuable information. Thanks a lot.
It's a pleasure. Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Nadia. Guys, I see there's no more requests that have come through. I see people are tired now. They have put on their pajamas and they're ready to go to bed. I just want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. I think there were some very, very insightful discussions tonight. Nadia shared some very, very important and valuable information with us. So did you, Melissa, and everyone else that joined me. It was a privilege to have Neil on this live, our president, our VP. She's always got so much information and, you know, what's the word? Ek het 'n Afrikaanse woord gebruik. Food for thought. Weet, sy's 'n baie wyse vrou. So, and she's worth listening to. For those of you that don't already watch her lives on a Thursday, I would encourage you to do so, because she's got a different topic every week that she discusses on a Thursday morning. And you know what? This is stuff that I think the people need to hear. Yeah, we are few people that watch these lives, but I think if we all share these messages and these recordings, it's important that people out there get the message, or get these messages that we deliver every week. I think by now everybody should know, well, hopefully everybody knows by now that the UIM cares. We really care about this country. We really care about one another. We really care about the people of South Africa. As you can see, we care about one another. I mean, all the people that have spoken tonight, the people that spoke last week, these are all people that are part of the UIM, that work as volunteers for the party. And you can see that we're all just a happy bunch of people, you know, and we get along quite well, and we support one another, and this is the UIM way, and this is how we feel about every single supporter out there, every single person out there that supports us and helps us. I mentioned Graham Wilmot tonight, the farmer from the Nelson Mandela Bay area that's been feeding people for the last couple of weeks, months, and all those farmers in Colchester. Once again, thank you so much, guys. And thank you to every single person out there that makes a difference every single day, even if it's something small. You know, if everybody does something small, if you can get 40 million or 50 million people doing small things, that's going to create one massive big thing, or effort, if I can put it that way. So, yeah, please speak to your friends, please speak to your families and your neighbors. Tell them about the UIM. Please invite them to these lives. We would like to see if we can get our numbers back up to 1,000 again, 1,000 plus people watching these lives. So it depends entirely on you as well to help us grow the party and to spread the message. So thanks for joining me tonight, everyone. Once again, thanks to our president. It was so great to have him on this live. He surprised us tonight. It's great to see that he's busy recovering. And as you all heard, the passion is still there, the fire is still there, and we can't wait to have him back. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night, and I'll chat to all of you soon. Please join me next week, same time, same place. And I would like to add more of you onto this live, because it's also great for us to meet you as well, our supporters. So thank you to Shirley that joined me tonight. Thanks a lot, Shirley. We really appreciate it. Have a good night, guys. Chat soon. And please join our Facebook page if you haven't already, and all our other social media platforms. And please keep an eye out for all the stuff that we post. We post information every single day on these platforms, and it's information that pertains to you as well, our supporters. So please make sure that you stay updated with regards to what's happening in the party. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.